Good morning, everybody. I'm going to be very fast. I've been having issues with this system. The system probably is old. But let me quickly give us what I want to give. Now, I can't go too much into details, but just to give an update of what the price has been doing, and presently what we are seeing and what we expect from the wave that is going on. That is pretty much what we can deal with at the moment. Just give me a second. I'll try to check something. Now let me take this away. So I've told us when I do this, and this is where the price is. And if you look into the week, quickly can do. So far, about 3 weeks ago, this is pretty much what we saw. And the pressure is still on the side of the seller to sell. And what we are seeing now is correction to the upside. And if you look well at this structure that you are seeing here, we can say that we begin after this correction here, we'll begin another structure. So correction, a new structure, correction, a new structure. So correction, a new structure here. So what we are seeing is more of a new structure starting from top here, which is around 1.07865. And it seems we at the end of that structure here, we have with 2 and with 4 completed. That is what we are looking at. So if I now go back to pay attention to this, pay attention to where the price, the low the price had made from the beginning of this structure at 0.7865 or so, or thereabout. So let's pay attention to it. So here, so that was where the structure started. And we said we believe that these may have been a 3-3 and a 3 or 4 of 3. 4 of 3-3. So we are postulating, have we finished this trade to the downside completely? Let me try and enlarge. We are postulating if we had finished that wave to the downside. I've enlarged it again if we have finished to the downside or not, before I begin to go to the internal structure. From the weekly, we know that it's correcting, but definitely we are not on. So Euro USD have not been able to break this to the upside. And one thing I want you to see also is that in as much as this ending diagonal of 3-3 has been broken, has been done with, so we are asking ourselves a question: are we done with 5, 3, 5 of 5? Is it 3, 5 of 3 and 3, 5 of 4? Are we going to see 3, 5 of 5? Or that we are completely done with the whole of 3, 5, and that we are correcting a bigger 4? So that is the question we're asking ourselves. But the way the price has been going up, also it's tricky in a way. And what we can do is that at least for us to say that we are done with 5 of 3, 5 of 5 here, 5 of 3, 5 here. To say we are done with the wave 5 of 35 here, at least this wave 5 must not be less than 1.68. That is the thing. So that is a catch. So if one started from here, and this is 2 here, where we have the golden yellow, and one started immediately after we had 3, 4, 3, 5, and 3, 3, and to 3, 3, 4. So we start 3, 5 straight, which is another structure. So if we do our feed retracement here from 1, beginning of 1 to the end of 1 to the end of 2, which is here, the price barely touched 1.6. So because 1.68 should be here, let me use something to demarcate to tell you where it will be. So the price barely, but where price is not perfect, we can still say that we have finished that wave. Because it's supposed to land here, but price stalled exactly here. So it's almost, we can say it's almost perfect, that at least that is, we can probably give it because it's just like a few pips. But then, with that said, there's a clear indication that we are not done just by the like 31 pips short. So, but there's a clear indication now that we are not completely done with 3, 5, or 5, from what I can see here. Even though the last 3 waves we did this, I don't think we are done. But again, to say this is the end of 5, 3, 3, 5, or 3, yes, 3 of 3, 5, and this is 4 of 3, 5, we must not break above this level. Once we breach this level, then it's something else that is happening. So we must know that. So how do we do that? We know that from 2 to where the price is at the moment, or the recent low, price should not break above here. So the price is at the limit. The price is at the limit. So we should all be watching for what is going to happen. So this is going to be crucial. This is going to be crucial for us. Price needs to break 1.02850 to the upside. You know, even though it has gotten to the limit, it has played between 38.2 to that 0.5. So price needs to break that. But again, do we see a sell to the downside? Yet, on the daily candle, there's no price action to usher in a sell to the downside. There's no price action. And that is why we must be careful. Do you want to call? Let me take this off. It's a tough call. So what we are seeing here is more of, so what we are broken this one, so let me leave this one there. So what we are seeing here is a tough call. There is a correction, and this, what kind of correction are we seeing? Looks more like a flat correction. This is a flat correction. So what I want to see is this. If this is going to be a triad, because this is a correction from here to this point, and we now have another correction in the middle. So eventually we could be having a zigzag whereby the first part of it is a 5 wave, and the middle, which is the one connecting it at the junction here, it's a flat. Then we might be seeing another flat or another 5 wave to the upside once we break this. That is the way we should think. We don't want to be in this trade until something gives in between here and here on the daily. So you will need, even if you pick any side now, you will need to be watching your daily candle. You will need to be watching your daily candle from time to time. I want to be as quickly as fast as possible. So these are the levels you want price to first break. And that is what we are going to be doing. So The red is, the recent high and the recent low, apart from this one. So we need price to talk to us around this area. But can we see the inside of this place? Because this has been an uptrend. So the first wave to the downside is one, and the second wave to the upside is another. So if you're going to count a correction here, it's supposed to be one or A, B, and a C, and the price should break to the upside. If it's going to go to the upside, it should be an A and a B and a C, and price should go to the upside. Do we have that in the making? So let's look at the 4-hourly. So do we have that in the making? This is 4-hourly. So price broke this structure and it's been consolidating. So it's almost, yeah, so let me correct this. Yeah, okay. Price has been, this as is. Apart from this low, this is, so this is what I can see here. I can see a 1, a 2, and a 3 to the downside, and I can see a 1, a 2, and a 3 to the upside here, which is like a B, and I can see a 1, a 2, and a 3 to the downside. So if you're going to label that, and you can see another one, a 1, and a 2, and a 3 to the upside here. So are we coming down? And these are the funny things. When you have corrections like this, it's going to mess people up. Corrections like this can mess people up because it's a 4-hour correction. It can mess you up because on Friday or maybe on Thursday we saw this and it looks like a good price action for downside. See what happened. Price went up, even broke the top again. Then we'll see this one that is telling us that the correction is going to, the closure of this candle tells us that they're still going to correct to the upside. We were not expecting the price to come up with this candle formation, but because it's consolidating, price did this, and but see, whatever it is, we need to break the structure up. But from the wave count and the wave analysis, this seems to be like a 3 of 3.5, and not until we break above here. Not until we break above 5. The correction is very deep for this 335. It's very deep for it, but not until we break above here. So if I were you, all I can do is to wait here and look for a sell here. If you want to take a risk, minimal risk, you can look for a sell here. And once the price breaks above here, you close your trade. Because that is what I can just say here. We look for a sell at this fringe. Once the price breaks above here, you close your trade. And you'll have to look at the price action at this edge. You close your trade. If that happens, then price is going to go up. Then it means that we're having a bigger fall. So if that happens, it then means that we are going to have another equal leg to the upside, which now will mean that this is where most likely price is going to be. So we need price action here to probably set a little. The price may just get to this area and just fall back. And that may finish if it's going to be a bigger correction. But let's wait and see. So many probabilities, so if once we break this above this rate, then we most likely will be seeing a bigger correction that may even go higher. So, but this trade, this movement to the downside looks incomplete. And it looks incomplete. So it looks incomplete. So if we are going to work on this structure to the upside, if at all it happens, we need to see a break first. But if it happens, then it means that from here up to this point, back here, then we'll be looking at this trade going higher to this area where we have, that will be the 100% where we have this green line, it will be the 100%. And where we have this will now be 123. But I won't expect 123 really. But it's not impossible. So price, if price should break above here, then we should look for our trade around this zone. So let me change this to blue. I will change that to blue. That will now be a new blue zone in case price breaks above. So this one is out of it, but not completely out anyway. This area is not completely out. So I'm just mapping that out for us to see the possibilities, what can happen. So once we have a break outside of here, then this will be a good place to say you want to sell. This will be a good place that you want to sell. So price, if there is a break outside of here, price is not going to respect this area. Even though you see that it's a daily resistance and a daily resistance and a daily resistance here, price is not going to respect it. Price, with this correction, if it's going to break above it, then the price is going to go all the way to this zone. But this is the probable zone that price is going to come to. Now, if you look at this, what the correction is going to be likely be here. If we switch to, I'm just using Euro USD to teach us. Let me make it the weekly candle, so that will still capture enough space for me. Now, so in that case, if you see that this one has a wave 1 and a 2, and this internal structure of 3 to this point, then we may say that a big 4 from here to here is still possible. So if it breaks above here, based on the strength of the consolidation that we have in the middle, then you know 100% is here and 23.6 of a big 4 will be here. So it will make this place the most probable place that you will want to sell. That will be, so the most probable place you want to sell. And if that happens, price will be correcting. That may have finished a wave A. We may now be having a wave B to the downside, and a wave C might now go up again to break and to come here. So this is a decider here. This red line, price at 1.02843, is a decider of all of that. So you must really understand what we are trying to do. Price breaking 1.02843, it's a decider of so many factors. So once that happens, there is a shift that the price is done correcting that. But the structure is not complete for me, but anything can happen. You know, it's not complete because I don't think we have a 5, except if they have, I don't think we have a 5. I still expect, where at this level, a 5 may be truncated, you know, to 3, you know, but then it still needs to come down. If this is a 4, it still needs to come down, except what we have had a 4 in the middle and that. But the price, the structure is not complete. From fib ratio level is not complete, because from here, from here to this point is 1, and to this golden yellow is 2. I'm just telling us, and down to here, it has to be at least, this is about 3, which is about 3 to finish that 3. So this should be 4, and we have not. So we are going to pay attention to what is going to happen here. So I should not expect it, but once they break it, then prepare for big 4. And if it's going to be big 4, from what I just did now, let's look for what here, price at 1.0500. That is where we must wait to engage price. So I think I haven't done that. So once we have that in play, then we should now have a second correction at least to a 50% of the move, at least. Second correction can go a bit deeper. So once we have the second correction, then we can now say, okay, we're going to have the third correction to the upside to get to this level. But for now, this is what we can see. We need to breach this. I hope you understand all that I have done here. So there is no clear sell setup yet, but based on a fib analysis, if you look at the daily time frame, the daily time frame would make it clearer to you. Let me try and do something for you to see when the price is ready to come down. In this region, after correction, let me quickly show you. After correction in this region, see this move, this is a correction. This move is a correction. So, but this one also tells me they are correcting. Pretty much, there's not a good price action, apart from rejections and all of that, and this one going up here. The only thing that could have told you that the price is going to resume falling is the fact that, you know, it follows a fib, you know, agreement and all of that, and price began to fall. You know, at the level of this correction, this is not a good sign. Maybe this is a very good sign that they want to fall, because after the correction, you have to see the first rejection of the candle in the color that is going to come down. So this is a very good price action for a downside here. You know, maybe this one is it is not even suggestive. This is a very good price action here. Then here too, for a further downside, after this move up, this is another the first price action before the move. And here, where we sold recently, the first price action to tell us that they want to change course is this one before we add this one. This one is a very good price action because we knew that anytime, any day price will soon resume falling, and until we had this. So now that consolidation here, you can see the way we had that consolidation. The price had been falling and we had consolidation. The consolidation here does not mean that the price was going to break above it and price came down. Likewise, around this area, the consolidation went on and on and on for quite a while without, you know, much clear price action around this area. But after this formation and this, on the daily, price resumed. So this here again is another good indication. So if you are looking for a short consolidation here, look at this price action here. On the second day, this one formed and the price came down, resumed falling. And so for now here, I've not seen a daily clear price action here. And all I've seen at the tip here, there are evidence of rejections and rejections and rejections. So we might just see price closing again around this area. So if I want to sell, this is a place I want to sell. And once I'm picked in, I will just put like 30 pips stop loss above it. And if I'm taking, I'm out, then I want to sell from that level based on what I know. But once red is taken, then we are out. That is how to do it. There is a high chance that price is going to fall from here. A high chance based on our wave theory and all of that. There is a high chance, but once they knock this on off, the price is coming here. And it's huge. It's huge. For price to come here, it's also huge. That will be about 220 pips. And that is huge. Price will not do more than that before price falls again. Price will not just continue to go. But then if that happens, you know that 1 here, because this is 3 from 3-3 to 3-4, 3-3-4, then we have a 1 here, 5-1 here, and 5-2. So price would have breaking 1 here, which is not expected in normal Elliott for price. So if that happens, then you know that this is breached. This level must not be breached. But even before this level must not be breached. So price should not violate this area. So you must not freak out. That's about 73 points, 73 pips. Price should not even violate that area. So price may pierce this one, but we don't even expect price to break 50. So that is why at this level, anytime you find entry, you can enter and put 30 pips above it and just sleep on it. Something small, please. Something small. Let's see. Yeah, it's going up now. So that's what you can do. You can find an entry around this area. Maybe around this area. Let me see. Of the old move from here to this point. So this is an area that I want to put an entry. So for me, if I still want an entry on this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I might just put an entry to sell here. So if I put a sell in that zone from tonight, that is a sell at a 1.02513. And if you look at it on a 1 hour time frame, that is where I might want to sell. Yes, I might want to sell, probably find I want to find another resistance here. Once that is taken, forget. Let me look at 15 minutes time frame. That is where I think price may just, walk up to. Another thing is to draw a trend line to catch this, to catch the move from here. To catch a break. So you can catch, that's only 15 minutes, you can catch a break from there. You can catch a break from there in 15 minutes to know that probably that has ended. If I look at the internal structure of this, let me see. Yeah, internal structure, let me pick something here and see where it's going to get to. From the tip here, and spending time on this because I don't really think I have to, because this is like it's going to be a 3-wave structure to the upside and down to this level. So our 100 is around here. So if I want to do it, I think it's much better for me to come to an 100 of that structure here, which is around this area. So 1.024441. So that is better area for me to probably look for a sell. That would be a better area for me to look for a sell. And price may not walk up to this area. So price may not walk up to this area, and let me just pick that area as an area I want to look for a sell. That is what you can do. And once you do that, on the 1 hour, so we have, based on the analysis, you must be also ready to, that's about 5 pips So you must be ready to lose small, you know. This is what price may want to do. So immediately the market opens and putting like 30 pips above here, from here to this point itself is about 35 pips. So going above it by 30 pips, it's what we can do, or 20 pips is what we can do. Is what we can do. So, and that it has to be one trade. It has to be one trade and small lot size. So I would not expect price to go beyond here, really. That is what I'm saying. So it's going to be very tight. Very tight. We can do it. Now let me quickly go to gold and give us the analysis on that. Before this, it's my battery really has been messing up. So the battery that has been messing up. So we know what to do on Euro USD, and our bias is still towards the downside. But once we cross this line to the upside and we have a proper price action on top of it, it means that we are going as far as this area. Then I don't want to also buy to this point. I want to sell from this area to the downside. That is what I would do. But this looks like a good place for me to really sell now. Now, gold. I might not be able to do more than these two. If I can have a look at yeah. Now this is gold. Now this is gold. Now the gold seems to have broken out of this structure, and we are seeing all funny things happening around this area. Now let's look at gold on daily time frame to see what may happen to gold. Let's look at gold on daily time frame to see what may happen to gold. Now, the same way, a three, this is where a three, this one look like a 3-3 and a 3-4. Let me change this one. I don't know where I got that from. This look like a 3-3. I'm so fast. So a 3-3. Now, so, and this is the 3-4. This one looks like a 3-5-1. You know, but I'll still teach us the best way of labeling all this. This will be like a 3-5, a 3-5. So one of it, a 3-5-1. So, and where this one will now be a 3-5-2, a 3-5-2, a 3-5-2, a 3-5-2. Then now, so before we can say we are into a 3-5-3, then what we must do, we must actually have broken at least 1.618 of that structure to the downside. So if we take our feed retracement, then we, from here, we go down to this area of 1, back to the blue, which is an area for the 2. So definitely we had broken. So at this point really had marked for me, this is 1.68. This point had marked for me that we have finished completely at this level, anything at that level, we have finished 3.5. So we may have finished 3.5 at this level, and so let me begin to correct this. So we may have finished 3.5 at this level. We may have finished 3.5 at this level. Let me see, 3.5. Let me change that. 3.5. 3.5. 3.5. Then 3. So 3.5 finished at that level, and we add at this point. We add at that point. We add at that point a 3.54. At this point, we have a 3.54. We had a 3.54 at that point, and these may have finished a 3.5 completely now at this level. That may have finished a 3.5 completely at that level. A 3.5 completely at that level. That is what it looks. So this one is going to give way. So this one is going to give way. So now we are going to look, because anyhow, the price movement and the fib, had told us that we have probably finished that way. If I now look inside to see if we had finished a 4 of the 3.34, the way it is here, we're going to come from here. So if we have finished a 4 from here, so we may have finished a 5.3 from here before we add this movement to the upside. I'm going to do away with this. So let's see what we have here from a 2. So from this 2, if you take this 2 from this level to this level, to that level, and this is, this may have finished the 4 that we are talking about. So I'm going to take all this drawing away for us to see clearly. So now, even at this level of 223, it's enough to have finished this 4 here. So the 4, it's good to have, before we now have this one to the downside to finish the last of 3.5, which we've not seen on, apparently we've not seen that on, I've not seen that on Euro USD. You don't have to move the same way anyway. So now we are going to have this assumption on this particular trade. So this is the assumption we are going to have. We are going to do as if this is not the 3.5 or 3.5. we're going to do as if we have not even done that. And we're going to also assume that we are doing a bigger correction. Now, if we're going to assume that we have not done a fall here, if we're going to assume that we have not done a fall here, if you pick it from here, from that to this level, as if we have not done a fourth here must not go beyond 38, which it has passed 38, and it must not go beyond a 50, which is currently where we are. If we're going to do a fourth. So this level, it's a level that we don't expect price to break based on if we have not done a fourth at all. But if it's like we are doing a bigger fall. If it's like we are doing a bigger fall, let's look at that structure. So price should not break above 1773. That is what we are saying. So if we are going to do a bigger fall, if it's a bigger fall that we are going to do, let's look at that possibility. It doesn't have to run in 5 waves. You know, that's one thing you must know, that this price may not run in 5 waves, it may just run 3 waves. And let's look at what has been happening to gold. Let's look at what has been happening to gold. So if you look at this, this is one move, and this is a correction, and this is a new move. So which ends this one? Then we are going to now look at this move in relation to this one. So let's look at this move down. This is 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to look at this also as 1, 2, and 3 and see what we have there as a structure of 3. So if, because those are connectors that we have here, which we have to look at. I want to do something before doing this. I want to do something before doing this. So if we look at connectors, let me just take out the connector. One connector is from my battery is just going as okay. So let me work here. I'm going to take a connector down. So and so I may be lucky. Okay, now let me take that down from here. Okay. This is a move to this point. Let me change this. Let me change that. Okay. So from there again, we have another move from here. So we're going to pay attention to this. That is the second one. Then we have the third one, the third wave. We're looking at the wave. Look at the third wave. Then we look at the fourth one. This is the fourth one. That's the fourth one. Okay. So we now look at the fifth one. I'm teaching us something. We look at the fifth one from here to this point. So where is this one going to go? Now, if you look at the relationship, if this one is 1, if you want to say, okay, maybe it's 5 wave Elliots, it must tally. If it does not tally, then it's not a 5 wave Elliott. So there's no point forcing it. So it might just be 3 waves. So it might just be that. So and if you're going to look at it that way, if it's going to be a 5 wave, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are now saying that this has ended and something else is happening. So okay. So but what do we see here? If we look in terms of fib retracement, let's take that out and measure from this top to this bottom. For one, we're pretty much like 61.8. Maybe you can say that looks like an Elliott, but then this one must agree. If this one is shorter than 1.618, then forget it is not with 3. It is not with 3. So that would be a decider. It cannot be a 5 swing Elliott. So if we take this from here down to this 1, up to this 2. So this is 123, and this is 161.8 down here. So forget, it is not what you think it is. So it is not what you think it is. So this is better dealt with like a 3 swing, like a 3 swing. So in fact, interestingly, this one is almost doing like giving us a zigzag pattern here. So this one is a zigzag pattern here. So which might be a W and the X, and we might be having a Y in the making. So this one might just come up here and go back down. So it might just be, that is what we are seeing here. So this might just be a zigzag and an X, which is a connector. And this one may just go down here. So even if you look at this 3 wave, is it a 3 swing also, which is 3 wave? In such that this one also, this leg is equal to this leg. Let's look at that possibility. If that's the case, what correction do we have? That's how to, so Elliott wave must not be almost 5. No, it's not, it cannot be always 5. I think the labeling has to change. Let me see this. So from here, this is just about 40%, and that would confuse you to think that this is wave 4. Of course, it's within the reach of wave 4, but definitely this is not a wave 3, and this is not this. If this one is a 2, this one does not go for a 3. Except they are saying that what you have in middle here is the internal structure of a 3, and that a 3 has not completed, it is not complete. So if a 3 is not complete, then what could it be? So if a 3 is not complete, this one, it can't be a 2 of wave 3, because this correction is huge. Is huge in the middle. If you look at it, this pretty much is an internal structure of this wave coming down here, and which is well broken here. Let me just take this one off, because wave has to be broken. So one is out of the structure. Like if you connect from here itself down to here, down to that place. So you can see that this wave itself has been broken. So, and this is never part of it. It is not part of it. This wave here in the middle here is not part of this wave. It's completely out of it. It's broken. So it's a new wave there. So, and if you now deal with this as a 3 wave, a 3 swing to the downside from here, which is 1 and 2 and a 3. So, and this one is not deep enough. It's about 3 or 40. So let's look at it. It's a 3 swing to the downside from that place. To this point. So it's almost 100. You can say it's almost 100. So this month force most likely like a 3 swing to the downside. It's almost perfect for a 3 swing to the downside of a 3-wave structure to the downside, which looks more like it. So, but now what we are doing is that, do we have this one complete as 5-wave? So it could be a 3-wave, a 5-wave structure. If you look at the internal structure of this one as a 5-wave or a 3-3 wave, it looks so much like a 3-3 wave. Yeah, it's like a 3-3 wave here. From here down to this place, this one is a 3-wave. This all is a 3-wave structure. Yeah, it's a 3-wave structure. This all is a 3-wave structure, and this is a connector, and this has finished up like here. So let's see. Is a 3-wave structure in the middle here, from the 2 down to this point here. This point is a connector here. That's the connector that we have. That's a flat correction in the middle. This is the connector. So from here to here is the connector. So if we take it to this side, then back to this point up here, that gives almost like 100. So that's a 3-wave. What we have here is a 3-wave structure in the middle here. It's a 3-wave structure. So here, pretty much is like, if this one has run like a 5-wave structure to the downside. So if that is the case, whatever it is, we don't want to see this level broken to the upside. This is a level we don't want to see broken to the upside. If this should happen, then it's something else. So this must not be broken to the upside. If you look at what this has been doing, it moved down to this point, and this one got to this point. The price broke the low, came back, and price never tested this resistance. See, it fell low. Price break the low again, and price is about getting to this point. So this point will be huge for price. So if I were you, this is the level that I would say price may fall back and not, still go back to the downside. But once we break this side to the upside, then something has changed for us. But then there's a catch here. If you look at the correction that is coming up itself, there's a catch. We are going to focus more on that correction. Going to focus more on that correction, and this is a place to break. So anyhow, this is a place to break for price, and let me do something there. Yeah, so that's a place to break for price. We don't need this. I don't need all of this. I don't need all of this. So this is a place for price to, okay, I need that actually. I need this actually for 1 and 2 here. I use it to demarcate 1 and 2 and down to that place. So price, price is not expected to break above here. So I would rather take this one as wave 3. I'll rather take that one as a wave 3 and take this one as a wave. Another wave, which is 5, which is 4. I'd rather take this one as a 4 swing. Let me deal with it as a 4 swing, and let me deal with this as a 5 swing. So as a 5 swing, if I deal with that as a 5 swing, then it will be now that I'm counting the internal structure of the 5 swing, not Elliott wave, not motive Elliott now. So, and that is a better way of labeling this. That would be a better way of labeling this. This is not a motive Elliott because it's not correct in terms of, so it's a 3-3 wave, but because I'm counting with 1, with 2, with 3, with 4, and with 5, this is not a motive Elliott. This is corrective. The way it's coming down is corrective. So this now, that is a 5, the 5 swing. That 5 represents a swing there. Represents a swing there. It represents a swing there. So, which means with the way it is now, the whole of this swing is complete. That is what I'm saying. So are we going to have another swing to the downside, which is going to be a swing number 7, because this one going up is going to be 6. But once we take this level to the upside, then something has shifted. So this level of 1787 is very, very crucial. We should see some reactions here. We should see some reactions here for price to even test lower. So if you are drawn in negative, I think if your account can still, if you are active already, if your account can still sustain, let's see, that is about 170 pips, about 200 pips to the upside. If your account can sustain about 200 pips to the upside, let's say about 300 pips to the upside, which is, if you're $0.0130, you can still leave it to salvage something. So that is the best advice I can give, because this will be coming down. And once it closes, we will know how far it can go down. It's more of a deep correction that we are seeing. And now let's now go inside of this and see what we could have with it. We're not relating it to anything at all. It's not, you can't compare that, oh, it's a correction of a move from here. No, it is absolutely incorrect. To say that it's a correction of a move from here, it is absolutely incorrect. So we want to see if this correction didn't take 61.8 of the whole thing. So we shouldn't expect, once a 61.8 is taken here, then something else. So we should just be a bit above 61.8. That's what I'm saying. In that case, I will tell you where our stop loss is going to be. Because I said like 30 pips above it. So now we are going to look at, in terms of wave, if we're still doing a wave 5 of the or 2 of this one, I mean wave 4 of this one, which is of this big whatever, we shouldn't go beyond here. But where we don't want to pass is this level now. This is the critical level we don't want to pass, and we expect the price may just break above here or around this area and go down. So now let's see something. Now let's look in between this structure. This one had gone up like a 3-wave structure to the upside. 1, a 2, and a 3. That's a 3-wave. Then we now have another flat in between. So this would actually give us a 5-wave. And the way it's going, I think it's going like an ending diagonal around this area now. It's going like an ending diagonal around this area. So let's do some. This is going like an ending diagonal around that area. is going like an ending diagonal in this area on the daily. Yeah, it's going at an ending diagonal in this area. Good. So it's like an ending diagonal in that area. It's an ending diagonal in that area to finish this with 5 here. That is what I can see. We're still going to look inside and see what we can get from here. We're going to see what we can get from here. So we're going to see what we can get from here. Now, in terms of this breach, we're going to look at the possibility of 100 and the possibility of 123 in terms of this correction, if it's going to be a zigzag. Now, the first thing we have to do, after we have done analysis on the higher time frame and the wave count, is at what level of correction did we have this flat in between? From here, it's almost 50, it's not up to 50, it's not deep enough. So it's not deep enough, but let's assume it's a 50 correction that we had for this. So we are going to see probably an equal leg from here to the upside. So in that case, if you're going to see an equal leg to the upside, you must be prepared for from this level to this level. I'm going to even adjust it a bit. This is where we add a break here. Back to this level. So at that level, 100 is actually at 172. 100 is at 172. Yes, 172. And a 123 is really at where we have the black. So where we have the black, so that's a 123. So if you push it up to like around this area, oh sorry, I need to move you. Why did I move you? Because we have a break out of here from this top. It's a 1 here, a 2, and a 3, and we have this break. So this is a correction to the upside. So we're having this break already to the upside. Even if I want to use this fringe for a pinpoint measurement. Okay, so it's still the same. So taking this black now. That's the area. Let me pick this. Red. That the price is not expected above here. Price is not expected above here. So, so from that level, how many pips above the black? That is the current level. It's about 28, 30 pips, 300 pips. So I think that is where to say you want to risk. If you can, this price will be falling soon. So, and 100 is actually at this level. So if we have a reaction above here, So what I would do is that if you have picked, because we picked an entry around this area and price broke above it, to invalidate the count here. So, and that will be huge if it's going to this point. Can your account sustain at 50? Can your account sustain? That's about $36 against you. 36 and $40 against you. Depends on your account size. So it's not a good way of trading. Throwing your account in negative is not good, but of course this is going to fall very soon. It's going to fall very soon. If it falls, then we know where it's going to go to. It might not make a dip. Probably you might just put another entry at this level because this one might not sell low, but based on what I'm seeing, might not sell low to break this structure again. And it could break it, we'll see. But this is where it must not break. So you'll still see you're almost at 100. So if you put an entry around 1769, if you put an entry around 1769, you can just risk this, put your stop loss at 1773 for that. In case it breaks it, then you're going to come up here for your entry, which is about how many pips higher? About 130 pips higher to sell. So that is what I can just give you on gold. And I believe I'm giving you a detailed analysis on gold. If I look at the internal structure of what I can see on gold, looking at this correction, this level has to be broken before the say price will come to the downside. This level has to be broken. 1750 has to be broken, has to be taken first. But for now, this is not the case. I can't see that now. I can't see that that level is not going to be taken soon. The price is still going to make higher high. From what I can see here, it's going to make higher high. But the level that the price can go to is what I've just told us. Let's see. Is what I can told us. I just told us. So looking at here, if this one came down like a three-wave, 1, a 2, and a 3. And looking at this one going up as a three-wave, let's see where it will get to as a three-wave to this point, back to this point. As a three-wave, this is the area I will expect the price to come to. This area, the current price, you just walk up to that area or around this area. Pretty much, these are the areas you should expect price. Yeah, that's the zone for price to make a return. This area is a zone for price to make a return, really, based on what I can see here. And if I want to use my own retracement tools or extension tools for that wave to be a 5 or 4 here, that is, we are going to have a 5. The retracement tool also should give me from here, from here, a retracement tool should also give me something in this range between here and here. Yeah, is within the same zone. Between the same zone. So the price action is between 1784 and 1775. That's about 90 pips price range, which is about from here we still need to go up about 80 pips to about 200 pips from current level. So that's on the 1 hour time frame. So if I were you, I don't want to even take that option of selling at 1769. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to take that option at all. I don't want to take that option at all. Price is going to work very close to this area. So this option of 1769, it's not on the table. Price is going to break above this level. So this is where we should expect price. That's the area you should expect price on gold. And after that, we should see a dip. Even though this is an 100, but I think it's going to work up in this area. It's going to break above here. It's going to break up, work up in this area. That's the zone. So if I want to do anything, I should be looking for price reaction around, for the downside. For a decline, it's still the same. Yeah, it's still the same. So this is the area I'll be looking for price really. I'll be looking for price here. I'll be looking for price here. I'll be looking for price here. That's the area I'll be looking for price. That's the area I will be looking for price. So having said that, on gold, let me quickly go to USD. USD card are giving us level to buy. Price will be